Press conference.
The only thing that matters is what happens in the ring. He can say whatever he wants. In the ring is when the party begins. Then we're going to find out, can he party with the big boys?
And how does that party end?
Smashing.
And how do you think the fight will go on Friday night?
I think Jake's in a lot of trouble.
Mike Tyson is back, not just as a legend or a name from the history books, but as a fighter stepping into the ring against one of the most talked about young challengers in the sport today, Jake Paul. In their recent press conference, Tyson's approach caught everyone off guard. He wasn't there to play into Jake's game. He was silent, almost calculating while Jake ran his mouth, and the few words Tyson did say were enough to put everyone on edge. No one could ignore it. There was something deadly serious about Tyson's energy.
Big with this before your life to pull off this epic comeback and beat Jake Paul on Friday night?
I'm just ready to fight. I've said everything I had to say. There's nothing else to say. I'm just looking forward to fighting.
Was this the silence before a storm? A final warning before the real Tyson comes out to play? Jake Paul thinks he's ready. He's put money down, challenged Tyson's toughness, and even laughed at the idea that he could be in danger. But as we dig into the details leading up to this fight, it starts to look like Jake might be in way over his head. Boxing press conferences are usually a spectacle. They're a place where fighters play mind games, try to get inside each other's heads, and sell the fight with a little or a lot of trash talk. Tyson's past press conferences were legendary in this regard. During his peak years, Tyson's words were just as brutal as his punches, often throwing his opponents off balance before they ever stepped into the ring. He would famously look opponents dead in the eye and let them know he was coming to take them out. But this time, Tyson was almost eerily silent. People couldn't understand it. Jake Paul was there, taunting Tyson, making jokes, doing everything he could to provoke a reaction. But Tyson barely looked at him. He sat with an intense calm, his eyes focused, his posture relaxed, but somehow intimidating.
At the end of the day, who wants to bet on it, huh? Does anyone want to bet on it? I'm shaking hands. So how much we want to bet on this? You said, Mike, how much you want to bet? He said he's good. That's what I thought, bitch made. How much you want to bet?
Mike Tyson.
How much?
How much you?
How much? As much as you're willing to lose, brother.
So, okay. So I'll give you my property
How
in
much?
India.
How much?
My property is like more than 1 million. I'll give you. Deal.
How much you want to bet?
How much you want to lose?
Bro, but the time I spent taking a shit is how much you make in your whole life, buddy. Shut the fuck up. How much you want to lose?
Whatever.
$1 million, deal. We got 1 million here, 1 million here.
Okay.
Come on, you guys want to fucking do this? Put your money where your mouth is. How much money? Exactly. How much money?
That's big.
Exactly. How much money? A ring, deal. Let's go. I'm following up on all this shit. $1 million? $1 million? $20 right here. That's what I thought.
It goes down in 2 days' time, my friends. Once again, Most Valuable Promotions, Netflix teaming up.
Oh wait.
Oh no.
I forgot Katie Taylor back here. How much you want to bet? As much as you want. I'm not losing. No shot in hell.
Well, do you want to bet your purse?
Yeah, let's bet the purse.
Oh my
Deal.
God. Well played. Well played.
And I'm sending out contracts too.
It was the kind of silence that filled the room, thick with tension. Fans, reporters, even Jake himself could feel it. This wasn't the Tyson we'd seen in recent years. This was a version of him that looked unbothered, unshaken, and dead set on something far more serious than words. This silence wasn't a sign of indifference. It was a tactic. Tyson's past has shown he's a master of psychology, and this silence was him refusing to give Jake any ammunition. Instead, he let Jake talk and joke, almost like he was watching a show, completely detached. Some say Tyson was waiting to unleash everything in the ring, not wasting his energy on words. Others think he was already mentally picturing the fight, already focused on the punches he'd throw. But one thing was clear, Tyson wasn't there for games. And as the conference went on, it became apparent that his silence was affecting Jake more than any insult could. After staying silent for most of the conference, Tyson finally broke it with a single, chilling statement. Jake Paul is in a lot of trouble. This wasn't Tyson yelling or getting worked up. It was him calmly delivering a message. To anyone who knows Tyson, those words meant a lot. This is a man who, even at his peak, didn't waste words. When he said someone was in trouble, it usually meant they were in for a brutal night in the ring. Jake, of course, brushed it off. He laughed, acted like Tyson's words were part of the usual hype, but fans saw something different. This wasn't a casual threat, it was a promise. Tyson has fought legends, warriors who trained their whole lives to step into that ring, and when he says someone's in trouble, he means it. To many watching, it felt like Jake was dismissing something he didn't fully understand, a warning from a fighter who's seen and done more in the ring than Jake could imagine. People watching knew that Tyson's words weren't for show. When he said Jake was in trouble, he meant that in every sense of the word. Tyson has the experience, the technique, and the raw power that few fighters possess, even at his age. Jake may be younger and have the social media clout, but Tyson's words felt like a reality check, a reminder that in the ring, none of that matters. Tyson's calm declaration wasn't just a prediction, it was a signal that he's prepared to show Jake exactly what he means.
Kids are out here, everyone's coming in to see you on Friday. What does it mean to have family with you?
Well, it's the family's everything. But my kids, to my children, I'm nobody. But that night they're gonna find out their father's very special. I don't say take me for granted because they talk a lot of mess to me that nobody else would. So the night of the fight, they're gonna realize they better watch it next time they talk crap to me.
You want to say it to your kids right now on the camera?
I love you very much. I can't wait till you come.
Jake Paul's approach to the fight wasn't just about his skills in the ring, it was about his image, his confidence, and his unique brand of bravado. In the lead up to this fight, he's taken things a step further by making bets with every single undercard fighter. He's been putting money on himself, challenging each fighter to bet against him as if to prove that he's unbeatable. For Jake, this isn't just about beating Tyson, it's about making a statement to the entire world that he's the top dog. The thing is, while some fighters found it funny, others were downright annoyed. These are men who have dedicated their lives to the sport, fighters who have endured brutal rounds in the ring, and here's Jake treating it like a high-stakes game. The bets seemed like a slap in the face to them, a sign that Jake is more interested in the spectacle than the actual fight. For him, winning isn't enough. He wants to dominate every aspect of this event, including the minds of those fighting beneath him. But here's where it gets interesting. Tyson didn't take the bait. He didn't entertain Jake's bets, didn't comment on the sideshows, and certainly didn't put any money down. Tyson's focus was on one thing only, the fight itself. This stark difference highlighted the gap between the two fighters, one seasoned, laser-focused, and silent, the other young, loud, and almost overconfident. Tyson's refusal to engage in the betting seemed to unsettle Jake in a way he hadn't anticipated. Jake thrives on reactions, on getting into his opponent's head, but Tyson wasn't playing that game. Despite all his confidence, Jake Paul eventually showed a crack in his armor. In an unguarded moment, he accused Tyson of being all talk online, but silent in person. It was a rare show of frustration from Jake, someone who usually prides himself on being unflappable. By saying Tyson was all bark and no bite, Jake was essentially begging for Tyson's attention, trying to get under his skin in the same way he does with others. But Tyson didn't give him that satisfaction. Instead, Tyson remained composed, staring straight ahead as if Jake's words meant nothing. This was a tactic Tyson had used before in his prime, letting his opponents waste their energy, letting them run their mouths while he saved his own for the ring.
Obviously, it would be the biggest moment in all of boxing history when I put this man to sleep.
He dreams a lot. This is not going to come true, young man.
I respect your opinion, but it's just my time. The universe know it, the gods know it, I know it, and you're gonna know it. Plain and simple.
Okay, next week, you'll see. I think he thinks this is going to be a very easy night. It's not going to be an easy night.
Why does Mike Tyson win this fight?
Because I'm Mike Tyson.
The boxing community noticed this shift in Jake's demeanor. Tyson wasn't ignoring Jake because he was scared. He was ignoring him because he didn't see Jake as worth his time outside the ring. The frustration on Jake's face was clear, a mix of anger and confusion as he realized that Tyson's silence was a weapon, one that he couldn't counter. This wasn't just mind games, it was Tyson letting Jake know that in his world, words are cheap. For Tyson, the real fight happens in the ring, and that was something Jake was only beginning to understand. For years, Tyson has worked on himself, trying to keep the darker side of his personality, the beast, as he calls it, under control. He's spoken openly about the struggles he's faced, the battle to remain calm, to not let that primal, almost uncontrollable force take over. But as Jake kept taunting, kept pushing, it was like he was tempting fate, daring Tyson to let that beast out one more time. People who know Tyson well could see it. His eyes had that old intensity, that barely restrained fire that fans remember from his prime years. Tyson has said in past interviews that the beast is always there, waiting, and it's something he's afraid of. But in the context of a fight, that beast is his greatest weapon, a side of him that, once unleashed, turns him into an unstoppable force. Jake's constant poking, his casual dismissal of Tyson's warnings, might have done the unthinkable, brought back the old Tyson. Fans were excited, but there was also a sense of fear, because everyone knows what happens when Tyson lets that side of himself loose. It's raw, it's intense, and it's something that could make this fight unforgettable for all the wrong reasons. And Jake, whether he realizes it or not, might just have awakened something he's not ready to face. Training at Tyson's age isn't just about skill, it's about overcoming obstacles that younger fighters can't even imagine. At 57, Tyson has had his share of physical setbacks. Not too long ago, he dealt with a severe ulcer, a condition that can drain a person's energy and create intense, unrelenting pain. For most fighters, this would be a reason to pull back, to take it easy, or even to retire for good. But for Tyson, it was simply one more challenge to overcome.
Great. Hit and don't get hit. Can't beat it. Keep that weight forward. Just come up punching. Yeah.
The recent training footage shows Tyson hitting the pads with the kind of force and precision that would be impressive for a man half his age. He's moving with speed, his punches snapping through the air with a viciousness that few fighters can replicate. Tyson isn't holding back, he's pushing himself as if he's preparing for the fight of his life. His trainer, who has worked with countless fighters, has had to pause during their sessions. Tyson's punches are so powerful, they're nearly too much to handle. In one clip, Tyson's trainer visibly recoils after a particularly hard shot, momentarily shaken by the sheer strength behind Tyson's fists. This isn't Tyson trying to stay in shape, it's him preparing with an intensity that's almost defiant, as if he's daring his own body to keep up with his willpower. He's not training as a retired boxer who's come back for one last match, he's training like a man who's about to step into a title fight. Tyson's sessions are brutal and relentless, showing his commitment to proving that he's still one of the most formidable fighters out there, even with the ulcer and the years he's had to fight against. In boxing, power doesn't fade with age as easily as speed, and Tyson has both. His training isn't just about strength, it's about endurance, precision, and focus. People watching the footage can see it. He's gearing up to show Jake Paul that age is just a number and that true fighters don't lose their edge. Tyson's punches, his movement, the look in his eyes as he practices all reveal a fighter who's not only prepared but driven by something deep, something that's keeping him pushing through the pain and the limitations his body might want to impose. For Jake Paul, watching this footage should be a wake-up call. Tyson isn't taking this fight lightly. He's training with the intensity of a champion, showing that despite the age difference, he has every intention of proving he's still as dangerous as ever. Jake might see an older fighter, but Tyson's training shows that he's ready to fight like he did in his prime, bringing everything he has to that ring. Jake Paul isn't just confident, he's almost dismissive of Tyson's training footage. While fans and boxing experts are in awe, pointing out Tyson's speed and power, Jake seems completely unfazed. He's publicly said that he's not worried, that Tyson's age alone will be his downfall, and that his own youth and endurance will give him the edge. In Jake's mind, he's already won the fight, and maybe for someone who's built his career on being unshakable, this confidence is natural, but to the outside world, it's starting to look reckless. Jake's never faced a fighter like Tyson. Sure, he's had success in the ring, but his opponents were either new to the sport or past their prime. Tyson, even at 57, brings a level of experience, skill, and sheer power that Jake hasn't encountered before. The training footage alone should be enough to make Jake question his approach, but instead, he's doubling down, insisting that he can outbox Tyson with ease.
I know you're big on manifestation, So I just want to close your eyes quickly. We'll do it with you. We're in the dressing room. You have just beaten Mike Tyson at the AT&T Stadium. Talk us through it. What can you see?
Just my family smiling, my girl Yuta hugging and kissing her, and just goosebumps in my body, and knowing that all the sacrifice, hard work is paid off, and seeing everyone smiling, all the hard work paid off, because it's more than just me, it's 40, 50 people sacrificing in my team, and this means more than the world to us, so it's going to be the best feeling in the world.
Jake's ignoring all of this though. He's confident, yes, but it's a confidence that seems more rooted in his brand than in reality. He's banking on Tyson's age as a guarantee of victory, acting as if the years alone are enough to slow Tyson down. But anyone watching the training clips knows that Tyson's age isn't as big a factor as Jake thinks. The punches Tyson throws could knock out fighters half his age, and the look in his eyes reveals a man who's far from finished. This overconfidence could be Jake's undoing. He's acting like Tyson's just another opponent, someone he can wear down with endurance and skill. But Tyson's experience, his ability to read a fight, to exploit even the smallest weakness, is something Jake might not be ready for. Jake's confidence, while impressive, might just be blinding him to the reality of what he's facing. A fighter who's been through wars in the ring, who's faced legends, and who knows exactly how to handle a younger, overconfident opponent. The excitement around this fight is palpable, but there's an undercurrent of concern that's hard to ignore. Mike Tyson is 57 years old. He's not the same fighter he was in his 20s or 30s, and while his power and skill remain, age brings limitations that no fighter, no matter how great, can avoid. Boxing is an unforgiving sport, and the risks Tyson is taking by stepping back into the ring are significant.
The problem child is in the lab.
The fans are watching with a mix of excitement and apprehension. They want to see him back in action, but they also don't want to see him get hurt. For Tyson, this fight is everything. It's a testament to his resilience, his determination, and his refusal to let age dictate his legacy. But for those who love and respect him, there's a hope that he'll make it through safely, that he'll walk out of that ring as strong as he walked in. Tyson may be a legend, but he's also human, and this fight will test him in ways he's never been tested before. This isn't just another fight. It's a meeting of two worlds. Tyson, the veteran with a history carved out in blood and sweat, and Jake Paul, the upstart who's making his way in boxing through sheer self-belief and bravado. As they prepare to face off, one thing is clear: this fight is about more than victory. It's about legacy, about pride, and about proving a point that neither man is willing to let go. Mike Tyson's silence, his focused intensity, his simple yet foreboding warning to Jake, it all builds up to a night that promises to be unforgettable. And Jake, for all his confidence, is walking into a test unlike any he's faced before. The stakes are high, and the outcome is impossible to predict. So who will come out on top? Will Tyson's experience and power prove too much for Jake? Or will Jake's confidence and youth bring him the victory he's banking on? Only time will tell. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, whilst more videos are on screen now.